Hi and good afternoon. My name is Kirsten Marinacci at Chattahoochee Technical College in the course ECCE 1105 Health, Safety, and Nutrition. Today I'll be speaking about the topic of unintentional injury. All of my sources in this video are from the textbook Health, Safety, and Nutrition for the Young Child, 11th edition by the author Maratz. So now let's talk about what unintentional injury is. Unintentional injury is defined as replacing the word accident when referring to injuries sustained by children. Most childhood injuries will happen when there's a lack of adult supervision or environmental hazards. A lot of unintentional injuries are actually avoidable when children are being properly supervised by the adult in the room. Children will get into anything and everything that they could possibly find, and it becomes a hazard at certain points. The textbook also clarifies that infants and toddlers are at the highest risk for sustaining life-threatening injuries and medical emergencies. This is because young children they sometimes don't have their motor skills properly developed yet, and this leads to injury because they aren't fully aware of the danger that they may be getting themselves into, and they don't understand the consequences for these actions yet. Hence another reason why it's so important to have a fully focused adult in the room that is constantly supervising anything and everything that children are doing. The best way to prevent unintentional injury is to take risk management measures. The safety elements have to be considered when doing absolutely anything with small children, even when it's artwork, because if you give them crayons, they will most likely eat the crayons. Teachers have to be very careful in rooms with small children, including infants, because anything that is small enough for them to put in their mouths, they will, and it can turn into a very dangerous choking hazard very quickly. In a room with toddlers, you have to make sure that there is nothing that they can climb on or climb up or jump off of, because they will try and they will more than likely get hurt. Children need to be consistently watched during this period, especially in the early stages of their life. A good way to manage those risks is by constantly checking the room to make sure there's no fall hazards, choking hazards, fire hazards. All outlets need to be covered at all times, so that no toys get stuck in them, no little fingers will get stuck in those outlets. Teachers also need to continuously be aware of learning activities being developmentally appropriate, and they need to remember all children do develop at different speeds, so what may be developmentally appropriate for one child may not be for another, and therefore they would not be ready for that activity at the age that they're at. Also, all play equipment, both inside and outside the classroom, need to be developmentally appropriate. As it's not uncommon for children to get hurt while playing outside or inside due to being rough or aggressive. It's stated in my textbook that boys do get hurt more often than girls, especially when playing outside due to being rough, just playing with the other children. Children also need to understand the full expectations that they have. They need to understand exactly what they should be doing and what they should not be doing. They need to understand how all playground equipment is used, and that's something you need to go over every single day with them in the classroom, because if not, they will get injured. So just overall, children truly do need to understand what their expectations of their behavior needs to be. Children that understand how they should be behaving are less likely to be injured. Thank you for your time and allowing me to present on what unintentional injury can look like in childcare settings and the best ways to prevent it. Have a good night.